have a problem. It's not a normal problem. It's not a I can't wake up early problem or a I spend too much money problem. It's a I become a different person when I'm social problem. And the worst part is, I don't realize it's happening until the next day when I wake up and my phone is full of evidence. Evidence of a crime I committed against my own future self. The crime of being too nice. This happened after a carnival party. Not during the party. During the party, I was normal. I was dancing. I was laughing. I was having a good time. But then, in that weird after-hours vibe, when everyone's tired but still buzzing, something in my brain switches. I become aggressively friendly. Not just, hey, nice to meet you, friendly. I become, let's plan our entire future together, friendly. And I don't know why. I think it's because my social battery is low and my brain goes into autopilot. And autopilot me is a people pleaser with no boundaries. So picture this. It's late. The music is softer. People are sitting on curbs, sharing water, talking in little groups. And I'm moving from group to group like a politician running for office. I meet someone. We talk for like 2 minutes. And in those 2 minutes, I learn 3 things about them. Maybe they like a certain band. Maybe they work in marketing. Maybe they have a dog. Normal stuff. But my brain, in its exhausted state, decides this is enough information to build a lifelong friendship. So I say things I would never say in daylight. Things like, oh my God, we should totally go to a concert together. Or, I know a great coffee place. We should go next week. Or the classic, we should definitely hang out more. And I say it with conviction. Like I've already checked my calendar. Like I've already planned the route. Like this is not a suggestion. It's a promise. And the person, who is also probably tired and feeling social, goes, yeah, that sounds great. And then we exchange Instagram handles. Because of course we do. That's step 2 of the crime. You don't just promise things. You make it official. You follow each other. You like a few posts. You send a DM like, great meeting you. And then you move on to the next person and you do it again. And again. By the end of the night, I've made plans with approximately 7 people. Plans that range from let's get coffee to we should start a podcast to I'll introduce you to my friend who does photography. And in the moment, it feels amazing. Feels like I'm building a network. Feels like I'm being open and welcoming and the kind of person who connects with others. Feels like growth. Then I go home. I fall asleep. And the next morning, I wake up and my phone is buzzing. Not with urgent messages, with social obligations. Because now I have notifications, new followers, a T-Miz, people saying, hey, it was nice meeting you last night. And I'm lying in bed, squinting at my screen, trying to remember who these people are. Because my brain, which was so confident 12 hours ago, has now reset. And it's looking at these names and profile pictures like, who are you? Why are you in my life? But it gets worse. Because then I open my own DMs and I see what I wrote, and oh my God, the cringe, the absolute cringe. I'm reading my own messages like they were written by a stranger, a very enthusiastic, slightly unhinged stranger. I see messages like, We have to make that coffee happen, with capital letters, with exclamation points, with emojis. I see me promising to send someone a link to a podcast I mentioned. A podcast I don't even listen to regularly. I see me offering to help someone with a project I know nothing about. See me saying, let's definitely do something next weekend. Next weekend. Like I have nothing planned. Like my schedule is just open for spontaneous friendship building. And as I'm reading, my body is doing this physical cringe reaction. I'm curling my toes. I'm covering my face. I'm making little pained noises because I can't believe I did this. Again? And now I'm faced with a choice. Do I follow through? Do I actually message these people and say, hey, about that coffee? Or do I ghost? But ghosting feels mean, and I'm not mean. I'm just overly friendly in the moment. So I start doing mental gymnastics. I'm like, okay, maybe they forgot. But then I see they liked my message. So they didn't forget. They're waiting. And now I'm trapped in this social prison I built for myself. And the worst part is, it's not just one person. It's multiple people. I have a whole list of promises I made to strangers. And I have to figure out how to either keep them or gracefully back out without looking like a liar. So I start drafting messages in my head. Messages like, hey, sorry, I got really busy. That feels weak. Or, hey, I think I overcommitted. That sounds like therapy. The classic, just never respond and hope they also forget. But that's the coward's way out. And while I'm spiraling, I start getting more notifications. One of the people I met posted a story, and I feel obligated to watch it, because if I don't, they'll know I'm ignoring them. So I watch it, and it's a normal story. It's just them at brunch. But now I'm invested. Now I'm like, do I like this? Do I comment? And I'm overthinking a simple Instagram story like it's a diplomatic treaty. This is what I call the social hangover. It's not a headache from drinking. It's a headache from being too nice. It's the emotional equivalent of eating too much candy and then feeling sick. And as the day goes on, the shame builds. Because I keep remembering more things I said. Like I told someone I'd introduce them to my friend who's a graphic designer. I don't have a friend who's a graphic designer. I have a friend who knows Photoshop. That's not the same. I told someone we should go hiking. I hate hiking. I get tired walking to my kitchen. Why did I say that? Kay told someone I'd send them a playlist. A playlist? Kay, now I have to curate a whole mood for a person I met once. And the playlist has to be good. It has to represent me. But not too much me. Just the right amount of me. It's exhausting. And the funny thing is, I know these people probably don't care. They're probably doing the same thing. They're probably looking at their phones going, who is this guy? And why did I agree to coffee? But in my head, it's a big deal because I made promises, and I hate breaking promises. Even promises I made at 2 a.m. to someone whose name I barely remember. So what do? I do what any mature adult does. I procrastinate. I tell myself, I'll deal with it later. And later becomes days. And days become weeks. And eventually, the conversations fade. The DMs get buried. The followers become just numbers, and life moves on. But the shame doesn't fully go away, because every now and then, I'll see one of those people pop up on my feed, and I'll remember, and I'll cringe all over again. I hope they don't remember. But here's the little insight I got from all this. I think we do this because we're lonely in a weird way. Not lonely like I have no friends. Lonely like I want to believe I can make new connections easily. So in the moment, we overpromise. Try to fast forward friendship. Try to skip the awkward getting to know you phase and go straight to we have plans. And it never works, because real friendship doesn't happen in DMs. It happens slowly. It happens in shared moments, not shared promises. So now, when I'm in social situations, I try to be more careful. I try to say, "It was nice meeting you," instead of "let's change our lives together." But sometimes, I still slip, and that's okay. Because at least now, I know the next day will be a little embarrassing, and I can prepare for it. If you've ever had a social hangover where you promised too much to too many people, tell me in the comments. Bonus points if you actually followed through with one of those promises and lived to tell the tale.